to the European Tournament of Legends 3. We are just moments away from the finals match between Orange Logo and Rank 55 Dragons, where it will actually be a best of 55 today. For the first time, we've actually seen best of threes all day, but this map setup will be Forest into Kylo, into Legacy, and then Temple of the Silent Storm if we get to it, and then Legacy as the last match if we do get to that one as well. So it'll be interesting to see potentially Temple of the Silent Storm for the first time today on stream. That'll definitely be an interesting setup. Looks like Storm's having a little fun with that Rubik's Cube still. But, you know, why don't we just go directly in
55 as well, bud.
Oh, boy. Okay, so let's go right up into this match here. We have both teams ready to go. It looks like we have Zan getting back onto the team. So we're going to fire through these builds as quickly as we possibly can so we can get right into this game for you guys. We want to deliver the action as fast as we possibly can. So first off, we do have Misha. Misha's going to be running double range shatter with the staff greatsword here with Rune of the Traveler and the trait setup of 44006. Lipian up next, he's going to be running warrior. He's got the shout bow setup. He's going to be running with Rune of the Soldier and celestial amulet trait setup of 00464. Now we have Levin. Levin's going to be running DP Thief. He's going to be running with Rune of the Vampirism and Berserker Amulet with the trait setup of 60206 Panic Strike. Once again with the Infiltrator Signet over the Blinding Powder there. And next we have Muna, aka Kovis. Muna's going to be running Dagger here with Rune of Vampirism, Celestial Amulet, and the trait setup of 00266. And finally here we have Big Zan. Zan's going to be running Celestial Rifle NG here with Rune of the Vampirism, trait setup of 60062.
Taking a look at Orange Logo really quick, we got Tage. He's going to be playing the Medigard for this team with the Hammer Scepter Focus, running with the traits 01616. Next up, we got Frey. He's going to be playing the same build with the Hammer Scepter Focus with the Pack Runes running 01616. Next up, we got Cinder. He's going to be playing the Thief for this team with this Dagger Pistol Short Bow running with Vampire and Berserker Amulet, traits being 60206. Next up is Denshi playing the Engineer for this team with Celestial Rifle, Vamp Runes with the Celestial Amulet and the Rifle, obviously, running 60044. And finally, we have Rom, who's going to be playing the Shout Bow for this team with the Sword, Warhorn, Longbow, Soldier Runes, running 00464.
All right, looks like we're just going to get both teams readied up, and we're just moments, seconds even away from the finals of the European Tournament of Legends 3 here. The finals between, once again, Orange Logo and Rank 55 Dragons here. This is a matchup we've been seeing a little bit of lately. We saw it actually in an ESL about a week ago here, and we actually saw Rank 55 take it over Orange Logo, so it's going to be interesting. What do you expect to see in this matchup?
From winning standpoint, this is going to be a very close one. I think this is going to be the closest game we've streamed, perhaps, series that is. But ultimately, winning, I think I would predict 55 to win the series, but I think this could definitely go down to game number 5. It's really going to depend on how both teams come out of the gate here.
Yeah, and looking at it right now, we have the splits about to start up. Pretty aggressive start from this blue team.
Yeah, they got 5 people in this Shadow Refuge here. They're going to be sending 5 out of the gate. Very aggressive push coming out from Orange Logo here. Looks like they're going to see sending multiple. So they're all in stealth right now. So we're going to see 55 have 3 people in stealth pushing for Henge. They're going to be, there's going to be a rude awakening here at the midpoint when they realize there's 4 members of the Orange Logo here.
Yeah, and it looks like because of that, we might actually see Lipian take some pressure here, but it doesn't look like it's going to be all too much. Blue team not really taking full advantage of that. They're just going to go ahead and take the cap. Frey taking keep here, and they're going to move back over to their home node here on mine and try to get something going here as Sindrenner and Rom move in to plus this out with Denshi, who has control of the node at the moment here.
Yeah, the big fight emerging over here at the mine point. It looks like Denshi under a lot of heat. Trying to stay on top of Red Levin, though. Able to get the pull onto him. It looks like Sindrenner forces a couple cooldowns on him as well. Man, Red Levin's super low right here. Vampirins do pop. He's going to have to get out of here very quickly if he wants to stay alive in this fight. Looks like the fight is actually moving towards the midpoint as well, as we're going to finally see this fight at the mine kind of thin out numbers-wise.
We actually see Tage almost take out Misha, and he does actually follow through and take Misha out. The banish comes out as well as Sindrenner puts some pressure on Zan just to solidify the fact that they can get that kill with no real chance at Zan being able to bend down to get that res off. They're going to go ahead and leave Misha to go ahead and just go ahead and die there. So if we look right now at the mine node, it looks like there's still a little bit of a skirmish here with Rom and Cinder here, as well as Lippian, Red Levin, and Muna here. We actually see a ton of pressure being dropped on Levin. They actually take Levin out. Cinder with the killing blow with the Heartseeker there. Looks like they're trying to go for the res. The banish comes out just in the nick of time, and it looks like they actually, gonna get the stomp off. Tage does get the judge's intervention stomp. Huge play there from Tage. Denshi gonna go ahead and get the cap off. This is gonna be a 2-cap situation here, and especially if they can take out Lippian in the process, it's gonna be huge for members of Orange Logo.
Kova's trying to make his way to the midpoint. They're gonna be a 3v2 situation, and Cindrino's making his way up here as well with Misha. And it looks like Zan's going to be coming up to the keep, so we're going to have a huge keep fight here. We do have Lippian. He's going to be making his way behind the keep. This is where it's going to get kind of interesting. The 2-cap going in favor of Orange Logo. We'll have to see how big of a lead they can get with it before a D-cap comes out from 55.
Looks like Frey is moving in right now. He's a little bit low with 40% HP, but he does have most of his burst right here, and he's going to go for the immove on Lippian. It looks like they're going to try to land some damage on him, try to wait for a dodge, and then try to turn on him. It looks like, however, Rom right now at about 30% HP with no cooldowns left, ton of bleeds on him. It looks like they're just stacking condies here, and he's going to try to peel around on the underside of keep here, and he's just going to try to leap around, stay alive for the time being, but it looks like Lippian is all over him here, and also in a similar state, Frey kind of nudged by. He goes ahead and teleports up top, back onto the keep here. One thing to note, though, is that the mine is still capped in favor of Orange Logo, so the longer this goes, the longer the advantage goes to the blue team here.
Yeah, Kova's trying to get the decap over here. We'll have to see if he's able to... No, he's got more mobility than that engineer, movement-wise. Ooh, Denshi not able to get the pull onto him, so red team with the only cap as they do take the henge back. We're going to see a 1v1 between Denshi and Kovas, but the mid fight is where the real action is going on. Huge fight going off the point, actually. Misha forced out of there, trying to, probably reset. Lippian getting pressured on the keep point. He is going to go into the downstate here. No support from the rest of his team. So much damage coming out from Orange Logo here. It's going to be a devastating blow, especially now that they're going to be losing the keep, and probably making a push for either henge or the mine point.
Looks like Cinder is making moves to go and support Denshi. It looks like they actually almost had Red Levin there, but Denshi actually went into downstate there. It looks like Cinder is like, you know what, I have to pull out. I'm going to go back and support something else where I can really make a difference here, as two members of Red Team are just kind of sticking around at mine, actually. Maybe they think that Cinder is still here, but he's definitely not, as he's over actually onto almost henge there, trying to help out members of the blue team create some space there, as they have a 2-cap against them right here.
Yeah, I mean, we did see Orange Logo take the mid fight for sure, but in the meantime, we did see 55 take both side points, so they're still going to be holding on this 2-cap. We're going to see Orange Logo making a huge push over at the henge. They need to send some support there immediately, as we finally see Lippian making his way over here. Blue team definitely has the advantage at this point in time until reinforcements come out for 55.
Yeah, I have to agree here. 2-cap in favor of 55 here if they're able to keep this. However, if we look at Big Zan right now, Big Zan in some pressure here. Cinder on him right now. The Vamp Rune save him for the time being, but will it be enough to continue? Cinder once again ports on top of him. Cinder very low as well. It looks like Big Zan might be able to stay alive for the next 3 seconds to get that heal off, and it looks like he's going to be able to pull it off, and he does indeed. He's going to go ahead and get that heal, so he's going to be healthy for the time being. However, if we look at Misha,
super low.
Misha does manage to get off the heal as well.
It looks like Misha might be okay. And I'm really thinking that 55 did an excellent job of holding ORNG at bay right now. They do take down Misha. That's going to be a good pickup if Frey's able to get that stomp. But regardless, they did an excellent job of holding them off. Got a decap at the midpoint. Now have a 2-cap and a decap and starting to build a lead off of that. Good plays coming out from 55, but it looks like ultimately Orange Logo probably going to be ending up taking this henge fight as they finally take down Red Levin as well.
Yeah, it looks like with this wipe, this 2-cap isn't going to last for too much longer here. Denshi gonna go ahead and get the decap off on henge. If any member of blue team, like Cinder, of course, moves over to mine, they definitely have the advantage. However, with the respawns that are coming off, it's definitely not exactly the best idea to move over to that. So I think it's smart for them to go ahead and say, you know what, let's go ahead and get the 2-cap. Let's go ahead and try to get some kills, get them staggered respawns again, and then move forward from there.
Yeah, we're going to probably see some burst play coming out from Frey and Cindrina here. It looks like they're going to try and get on top of Levin. Levin trying to get out of here. Doesn't even realize it. Oh, the burst coming out from Frey. It's Cindrina right there, able to annihilate Levin. That's going to take him out of play for quite some time here, as we're going to see a decap coming out from Cindrina over at the mine point. before Zan's able to get there off a respawn. So good plays coming out from Orange Logo trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, Orange Logo doing a good job trying to get a comeback going. Cinder does manage to get that decap, and it looks like Big Zan rolls in hot. So Cinder is just going to go ahead and move right on out and try to support this mid fight that's happening over here. We actually see Denchi going ahead and get that hinge point there back in favor of them. The portal is down, so as soon as he does get it, he will be able to port out. However, it did just disappear, so he will have to move out solo there. It looks like Cinder looking for a target to start up as member of the blue team jump all over. We actually see it's Muna here who tries to get off as many heals as possible, gets the FGS off and tries to get out of there. Looks like blue team right now with a ton of pressure on Muna here. If they're able to lock him down and put some more pressure down, they're definitely going to be able to convert that. Lippian
They're hurting, though. They really are hurting. Tage about to go down. He has his heal in just a second. Oh, gets knocked back.
Oh, that might be it.
Oh, he gets it off.
4 health. 4 health with the shelter.
Oh, man.
That could have, I mean, that was the difference of one might stack.
Down as well. He gets back into the fight despite Libyan being taken down. We do have a 1v1 between the engineers over at the mine, but the midpoint still the big fight stage. Still super low. Has RF up in just a couple seconds. Rom pretty low as well. Health bar wise, red team has the upper hand, but you know, Orange Logo not giving up just yet.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to make something of this right here, and they try to put some pressure down onto Rom here. It looks like rank 55 trying to get some pressure, and they do indeed get it. They bring Rom into downstage. Rom now getting a ton of cleave here. It looks like blue team gonna try to make a move to just get on out of there. It's just too much pressure for them. There's just too much cleave here. So once again here, rank 55 with a huge victory on this keep node.
Yeah, if they're able to, they do take the 2 cap here, so starting to rebuild their lead. You know, they're trying to build up to that 100-point mark. That kind of sets the pace for the rest of the game. You hold on to a 100-point lead, hold on to 2 cap, and you're like, okay, we got this, guys. This is the turning point. If they're able to keep Orange Logo at bay for the next minute or two and not allow them to actually get onto one of their points, they force the fight at the hinge point. That's going to be big for 55 taking game number 1.
Yeah, we actually see Denshi getting trained a little bit here, and he's just trying to jump around and get away from it as fast as he can. It looks like Misha and Zan. Ooh, I have a little bit of a disconnect happening here. Actually, it looks like, uh-oh, hopefully this isn't the game.
On my end, I'm just fine. Let's take a look at what's going on below the key point. It looks like Cinder trying to put out a lot of damage here, but on to Misha. Misha getting super low, gets the panic strike right there. Able to get out alive. Cinder now being focused down by Red 11. Good plays coming out from both teams. Still the 2 cap in favor of 55. Able to hold on to over a 100-point lead right now. We're going to see Denchi make a push for the mine point. Trying to get the decap there. We'll have to see if he's able to get it over Lithion, who's trying to get there in time. I'm not so sure he's going to get there, so there is going to be a decap coming out for Orange Logo, but meanwhile over at the hinge we see the decap coming out from Munapa. That's going to be a good pickup for him, seeing as and mid now. Look at mid. Looks like 3 decaps coming out for all teams here. Really good plays coming out from both, but ultimately still over a 100-point lead for 55.
Yeah, that's definitely huge, and I'm back in the game here. So definitely looking good for rank 55 here with that 396 to 273. There's no points being capped in favor of any team right now. And once again, I want to apologize actually for that quick disconnect there from our side, but we're back in the game. It looks fine. Probably just a hiccup there, a little stutter, so sorry about that. But we're back in it here, and we actually see right now 3 points neutralized here, and we actually see a little bit of a 3-point thing happening here with Misha actually taking keep solo there, and Misha looking to see where he wants to go next. And we actually see red team doing pretty well over onto this mine node here, as Cinder is very, very low. Zan trying to get some grenade cleave off. Looks like they were forced into the SR, and actually almost take out Cinder there, and they're definitely going to get this cap here in just a moment's time. So red team really kind of doing pretty well right now, looking healthy here with this 411 to 285 split here.
Red team wins a capture point.
Yeah, red team holding on to 2 cap once again. Misha getting the decap over on the hinge as well. This is probably looking like good game in favor of rank 55, but it's not over just yet, as we see Orange Logo able to get the decap on the midpoint, trying to take down Munapa. Munapa, a lot of Condies on him. Oh, he is about to go down. Able to probably get it. We'll have to see. Shadow Refuge, great heals coming out from the engineer on the red team here. Able to get him out alive. Red team taking the side points now. Still holding on to the 2 cap. This is more than likely game over in favor of 55. What do you think on this here?
I have to agree with you. It's definitely looking like that's going to be the case. I mean, you know, Orange Logo is a great team, and they always have the opportunity to turn this around. There's definitely still time. However, you know, with a 2-cap happening here, I don't think that they're going to be able to get the kills that they need to get the decaps and secure those nodes and put them in favor of their own, you know. But I just don't think that there's enough time. Misha right now in that 1v1 here looks like putting a huge burst of damage onto, I believe that's Frey there, unless I can't actually read that there. Yeah, it is Frey there, but Frey able to turn it back on top of him. But, you know, that's the thing. The longer he's in this fight, the longer or the less of an opportunity to have him coming back. And he's going to be able to get the decap, I have to assume, but it's just not going to be enough. It's, you know, 485 to 313. I don't see blue team able to do anything about mine, so red team, you know, 55 going to go ahead and win off of this mine node.
Yeah, Orange Logo could delay it, but this inevitably we are going to see 55 take game number 1 in this best of 5 series. You know, you don't want to get down 0-1 in a best of 3. Definitely not in a best of 5. There's more potential, you know, to come back in a best of 5 series. Definitely, you know, if you're down 0-1, it's not end of the world. You can still lose another and come back. But starting the game off with a win, you know, that's really going to help them, you know, get some momentum into this series.
Yeah, I have to completely agree. And the next map we're going to be going into is actually Kylo. So definitely going to be an interesting game too. We haven't actually, I don't actually think we've even seen Kylo today, as that wasn't in any of the earlier rounds that were actually streamed. So this is going to be the first time we're going to be seeing Kylo at all today. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams play this. I know both teams are pretty well versed on Kylo, so that'll definitely be interesting. What are you thinking about Kylo in terms of which team is favorable? You saw the last matchup. What are you thinking about that?
Well, ultimately, Kylo is one of the least played maps in competitive play. You know, it's a game 3 map. You really don't see it very often in Guild Wars 2 PvP, especially in like ESL weeklies. I mean, game 3s are very uncommon because most teams just kind of take it away. Close matches can happen, but even so, Kylo, I feel like a lot of teams don't have as much practice on it, so it's really up to how much they've individually put into it in terms of strategies and, you know, making sure that they can win on this map, because a lot of teams really haven't prepared for Kylo. And I'm not saying either of these guys haven't. I'm more than willing to bet these guys have played on Kylo a fair amount, but it's definitely not as a practice of the map as something like Forest or Legacy.
All right, well, let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and go into the game cams, get both teams ready up, and we're going to go ahead and check out how they do on this Kylo map. We're going to go ahead and have them ready up here. And I think they're going to go ahead. I think both teams are really sitting down and thinking, you know, what do we need to change? What do we need to do right now? We actually saw in the opener, blue team, you know, they had all 5 members in stealth. They were going to be very aggressive with it, but they didn't really do much with it. Do you think that they might you know, try to do the same thing and really try to take full advantage of that, or do you think they're going to go for a different option with this opener on a map like Kylo, obviously being very different from the others with that tread play?
You know, I thought that we were going to see Orange Logo coming out of the side gate with all 5 other team members stealth. I thought we were going to see them take a huge advantage of that, but 55 adapted to it so well. We saw Misha and Levin peel back right into the fight, and they were there just in time before the fight actually occurred. So these 2 players in particular, I mean, I really feel like Misha has done an excellent job that last game. So many decaps coming out from the meds, were able to stay alive, put out so many burst plays onto Orange Logo. I really feel like Misha is going to be a big part of them winning on this map.
Yeah, I have to completely agree with you on that one. I mean, the portal plays are definitely going to be huge. We've seen a lot of that, I mean, since the game's inception, really, and it really hasn't changed or wavered at any point in that time. So it looks like both teams, we actually have both teams saying in the Matt chat that they are developing strats and battle plans, apparently. So, it's going to be just a couple of moments before we get into game 2. But once again, this is a best of 5. This is 1-up, 55, 1-up over Orange Logo here. This is a best of 5. Like I said, this is game 2 on Kylo. Next game will be Legacy the Foe Fire if 55 wins this and and Legacy. That will be it. That will be over, and they will win. However, if Orange Logo wins any of the next 2 games, this game or the Legacy map, we will go into map 4, which will be Temple of the Silent Storm. And depending on that, we could also see the 5th map, which will be once again Legacy the Foe Fire, just as in the 3rd map as well. So definitely going to be interesting. The last 3 maps definitely with a lot of comeback potential. You know, obviously, Legacy is one of the biggest ones that caters to a lot of momentum and shifting that momentum and stuff. And we've seen it already today. But Temple of the Silent Storm, definitely one of those wild card maps. Something we don't see a lot of teams play on, and you can kind of see how that translates because, you know, there's some crazy plays that come out, with, especially with the buffs that come in those time intervals of, you know, 11:30, 8:30, 5:30, and 2:30. So I think it would be awesome to see it.
If I'm saying that Kylo is a map that teams haven't played on, now Temple, that's an entirely different story. I mean, that's not even in an ESL rotation or for any major tournament rotation, you know, map rotation that is in general. So, you know, I'd like to see these teams push it to a game number 4. Obviously, this is only game number 2. You know, we don't even know what's going to be happening on this one yet, but I'd like to see some Temple play, see how these teams adapt to these maps. So, you know, they play them, but they're not as practiced on them as they would, you know, like I said, Forest and Legacy. So we'll have to see what they're able to do on Kylo here and who's going to take advantage of possibly having more practice on it or just, you know, better team in general.
Yeah, I definitely see some Treb play probably going to be coming out here from either Thief or even Misha, maybe putting down a portal there. But looks like red team is getting ready, rank 55, getting ready to start the matchup. We have blue team already ready to go. Looks like they have a good plan of action for what they want to do. Red team following suit, and it looks like a couple of them are starting to ready up here. So once again, just moments away from Game 2 of the European Tournament Legends 3 Finals. Like I said, Game 2 on Kylo.
Taking a look at these, I mean, what's your prediction? I mean, who are you thinking that's going to be able to take this game number 2 after we saw, you know, 55 pretty much take game number 1 fairly easily?
Well, I mean, I definitely think that there was some shifts and stuff, and Orange Logo definitely had some moments where, you know, they definitely had a huge advantage. I mean, it's just all about keeping that and maintaining it. But I think that rank 55 will probably take this map as well. You know, I really think that Misha is going to come out and play hard and come out to win. You know, and those portal plays are obviously going to be huge. We're going to see some crazy. I think we're going to see a really crazy opener from Orange Logo, but we're going to have to see how that plays out. Once again, we see all 5 of them together on the screen here. All 5 of them, like I said, together, and we're going to see if they're going to be able to do an opening burst here. It looks like they're actually going to split up right now, and actually 3 members, both DPS guards as well as Cinder, are gearing up to engage with Rom onto the mid node, where the red team's warrior here, Lipian, just gets opened, completely deleted from the map here. Lipian gets banished down, and now we're going to see blue team with 1 cap onto the clock tower. But however, red team now with both side nodes. Not sure about this for blue team.
Yeah, that was, I mean, look at the push that's coming out from Orange Logo right now. Probably going to get a decap on the windmill. Yes, they will. Despite that huge burst coming out onto Lipian there, you know, taking the 2 cap, they're still at a disadvantage numbers-wise around the map as Misha was taken down as well.
Yeah, if we look at it here, we actually saw Big Zan moving into the windmill here. It looks like Dinchi and Frey moving in to try to put some pressure down on him, and Frey completely opens up on him. Big Zan in some trouble right now at about 20% HP, and it looks like Dinchi actually moving off of the cap from windmill. He's going to go back and get that full cap. So blue team now going to get a 2 cap here. Looks like that opener really favored them.
Yeah, it has. Blue team now taking the 2 cap here. We'll have to see how 55 reacts to it, as that wasn't the same scenario they were in the last game. It looks like Frey is taken down, though. Denchi trying to go in for the res. A lot of cleave coming out from 55 right now. So many crates coming out from both teams. We'll have to see if he's able to get the res. No, Frey is going to be taken out there. So we'll have to see. 55 should be able to take this node back at the windmill, claiming sides, as Budapest still hanging on to the mansion node. And there are still 2 members of Orange Logo sitting around clock tower. So numbers-wise, there needs to be better rotations coming out from Orange Logo as Rom finally makes his way over here. Denchi taking in the downside as well.
Looks like the banner did come out, and Denchi is going to be back up into the game here. The crate does come out. Here we actually see Denchi still in a little bit of heat. We actually have Rom right now trying to support as much as he can, but Denchi once again being taken out by Red Levin and Zan here. Looks like the cleave is being brought upon him here. We actually see Tage trying to turn onto Red Levin. Oh, and he might be able to pull it off. The ring goes off on him. They can get some cleave out. They will definitely be able to take him out. However, the Vampirin saves Levin for the time being here. Denchi still getting a little bit of cleave. Looks like Rom trying to make a sneaky move over here to Denchi to try to get some heal out, and it looks like Tage is following suit. However, it's just too much cleave for them, and Denchi is going to die out here. Red team still holding onto the mansion throughout this entire fight.
Yeah, Rom trying to get out of here alive. Red Levin in hot pursuit of him. He is trying to get back to the midpoint, as that was decap. Red team taking the 2 cap on the sides here. with the mid decap. We'll have to see if Misha's able to get up to the point or take out Rom before he actually gets to the point here. It's like we're going to have Tage just kind of sitting, trying to peel for him here. Red Levin sitting on top of Rom, able to take him down here. 3 members of this red team at the midpoint, trying to take a 3-cap. This is looking really good for 55, despite a great opener for Orange Logo.
Yeah, it looks like with this 2-cap right now, blue team's still going to probably manage to keep this clock tower node, as they do have Misha still in the downstate, Levin as well, if they're able to make sure that he dies. But he's trying for that self-res. We'll see if he's going to be able to get it. I'm not really sure if blue team even really sees it. We're going to have to find out in just a matter of time here. However, looks like Muna, a.k.a. Kovis, is taken out, and he's in downstate here. So Densi right now as well is just dead bodies littered all over the map here. Looks like Red Levin did manage to self-res, so he's going to go ahead and stealth and try to find Cinder, who he completely opened. Cinder at 10% HP, saved by that little minor trait in the Shadow Arts tree, stealthing him up, and Levin going to go ahead and put some poison down onto Densi. Misses it, actually, a little bit of a misfire here. However, we look at the clock tower fight. Looks like Tage is in a little bit of a skirmish here, trying to stay alive versus Muna. Gets him down right now, and actually the SR comes out and saves Muna here, and Tage trying to put some damage back down as members of blue team come in to support him as well.
Yeah, this is looking really strong for 55. Almost a 100-point lead from trying to get into this midpoint, as well as, you know, it's all Orange Logo can do right now. Try and hold him at bay. They're waiting for, who is it? Denchi coming off a respawn right now. Trying to make a push for another point. Looks like they may go towards the windmill. That's where their players are trying to aim towards, but Zandy is coming off a respawn as well. We'll have to see if Cinder goes into the downstate here. Misha super low. Red Levin super low. Misha goes down as well. We'll have to see who gets the stomp first. Shadow Refuge coming out. Misha's actually knocked down. Frey still coming in for the stomp, but Cinder does get up actually. Misha is taken down there. So pretty big pickup coming out from Orange Logo.
If we look at Cinder here, it looks like he's on the hunt completely here. It looks like he's just looking for his next kill, and it looks like the next one is going to be Big Zan. Vampirisms come out from him, but that follow is going to come up from Frey and Cinder. Cinder lands the killing blow here. Tage actually lands it there, but Cinder does land that Heartseeker. So looks like blue team now with that downstate are going to move over and try to keep just try to keep the secured points that they have right now. Control the 2-cap. They're not trying to overextend. They're just trying to control what they have and just keep it together and make sure that they can get this going back in their favor.
Yeah, Zan did just get killed here. So in my opinion, 55's best move is to wait for Zan to get off a respawn and push for the midpoint. Having 3 members around the midpoint right now is a little risky. If one of them gets picked off, it's going to be really bad for them. They're going to be staggered all over the map and allow Orange Logo to get back in this fight. We do see a portal being thrown down. It looks like they're actually going to portal out of there and make a push for Windmill now. Have to see what they're able to make of it, though.
Yeah, it looks like right now we actually see Red Levin and Misha, the 2 assassins here from rank 55, are pretty low here. Tage right now on midpoint, really controlling this fight. If we actually look at this midpoint fight here, Tage right now actually gets the ring off here, tries to put some burst down. It looks like Rom just joined the fray as well, so Tage is able to cycle off for a little bit here, trying to get some kills off him. And it looks like now Muna pretty low, getting a little bit of pressure right now, got off his water heal, so he's going to be fine for a little bit, but the Condi is being dropped back on him. Rom doing a great job of really asserting some dominance here over other members of the red team. However, it looks like Lippian with a huge advantage in this 1v1 as all of the members of both teams leave for this 1v1 to kind of just be sitting here. However, this 2-cap is still in favor of Orange Logo. Orange Logo making a pretty good job of a comeback here. However, Lippian right now might be able to turn this back around. However, Tage does come in to +1 this fight. Ring comes out. Big banish to get him off point as well. Rom going to be able to cycle out as Tage goes into this 1v1. Great cycling from members of Orange Logo there.
Yeah, the 2-cap really has hurt 55 right now. They finally get a cap for themselves, but, you know, just to let a 100-point lead, or nearly a 100-point lead, slip right from them here, allowing Orange Logo to get back into this game. They're going to be probably focusing on 2 points for quite some time to, you know, get back into this game and start to build a lead. We do see Levin take down Tage there as he was trying to get to safety below the clock tower. It looks like Rom trying to go in for the banner, gets low himself and taken out there. That's a good pickup. If we see 55 able to take both of them out here, we could possibly see a 2-cap going back in the favor of 55.
Yeah, we definitely could, as 2 members, like you say, are down here. We actually see Frey pretty low as well. Looks like the cleave is being put on top of him, so Frey being dropped out here.
Vengeance and Bannered.
He did manage to get them up.
We saw Rom, Vengeance, and Banner at the midpoint.
Ooh,
So.
they're able to take out Big Zan, and they're actually probably going to be able to get the res off on Frey, too. He is able to get the Symbol of Judgment out as well, so he might actually get the res off. Oh, the Stomp comes out there. Misha lands the Stomp there, so that's great for Red Team here, as they do have the 2-cap, and now they have a huge advantage as they took out both Rom and Frey. Rom earlier vengeancing and get that banner, but he is going to die out as they did not get any kills. Denshi now down a state as well, and there's no hope for Denshi to come back up, as Cinder is just forced to run out here and try to get something going for himself. But this 2-cap right now in favor of the Red Team, about to be a 3-cap.
This is going to be a 3-cap. Yeah, 3-cap coming out from 55, so it looked like a good, comeback coming out from Orange Logo. Turns into a 3-cap in favor of 55. At this stage of the game, almost hitting 400 points in just a few seconds here. It's going to look really rough for Orange Logo to get back into it. This is looking like game number 2, possibly in favor of 55. We'll have to see if Orange Logo is able to get back into it the same way they did earlier in the game.
You know, they're coming off of respawns here. They're trying to get something going onto this mansion fight here. Rom right now taking a huge burst from both Lipian and Misha there, and it looks like Rom now being brought into the downstate. This is absolutely horrible for members of the blue team here if they're not able to get Rom back up. They do manage to get him up, but they took a pretty sizable damage thing right there. Oh, they actually managed to turn this back around. Levin is completely out of the fight here. Lipian and downstate. Big Zan about to follow suit. That is huge for them. They might be able to turn this back around. They have enough time. However, they still have to do something about this 2-cap. It's just firing away on them. There's not too much going.
They have the time, but it's, 440 plus points, 455 right now. Munapon needs some support as it looks like Cinder is going to come and spike him down. We'll have to see how long he's able to stay alive. If we see a 3-cap come out, that would be terrible news for 55. But even so, it looks like Red Levin's able to plus the fight at the windmill as well. So hopefully they can, for their own sake, hopefully they can hold on to it and take this game number 2. But, the Orange Logo is not out of it by any means. D-Gap did come out right now. We'll have to see what they're going to do off respawn. Looks like Freight finally coming out of his gate that is, onto the mansion node.
I really don't see Rom being able to do much about this mansion node here. It looks like he's going to pull out. Misha, with the help of Lipian earlier, was just too much for him to handle. He's forced to kind of pull out of that. So Red Team probably going to go ahead and get that mansion node in their favor here, unless Denshi can really do something about it. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We actually saw Frey move in and take that in favor of the blue team, as Frey put some burst down on Misha and pushed him off that. So blue team now does have that one node. If they're able to win something here, it's definitely going to look good for them, especially as they take out Zan here. If they're able to control this and really put some pressure down, get some cleave off, and take Zan completely out. However, the banner does come out, and Zan is back up, falls through that little hole there, is going to get off his heel, so he's going to be healthy for the time being. However, if we look right at the point here, we have Tage at about 60% health. Ooh, he was going for the shelter and it actually got canceled. It got interrupted there, and it looks like we have the Thief, Red Levin, all over Tage, takes him out. Rom downstate as well. It looks like this comeback that we saw potentially happening is just crumbling before our eyes, as Red Team just takes out 2 members of the blue team, and Tage is in the downstate still trying to go for a self-res here as Cinder moves in, trying to put some pressure down onto
the 2-cap.
Big Zan.
The 2-cap still in favor of Orange Logo here. Tage is in the downstate. If they get this cap on the mid, which they do, that's going to be a hard one for Orange Logo to get back in their favor, as they have their members all spread around the map. We do see Red Levin get the D-cap, more than likely going to be getting the D-cap that is on the windmill node. There it is for his team. So as long as they can hold on the clock tower, this is going to be game over, game number 2 in favor of 55. But I can't call it just yet, as Lipian is getting 1v2'd at the midpoint, getting some
Muna
support
moves in though.
Yeah, he does move in. We'll have to see how long he's able to stay alive.
They're able to cycle Muna in there. Muna able to stay on the point here. So Kovis going to be able to control this node for them, be able to really, I think he's going to be able to hold this out. There's just really no hope here. Looks like rank 55, because Muna moving into that clock tower node there, and Misha with the huge clutch stomp just a couple of minutes ago. They're going to be taking game 2 on Kylo, and they're going to be moving on to the potentially last match. We'll have to see on Legacy here for game 3. So congratulations to rank 55 Dragons there.
Yeah, it was a much closer match, I feel, than the first game. Definitely. I mean, there were multiple points in time in which Orange Logo really felt like they could have taken that game for themselves, but unfortunately they weren't able to, and they're going to a game number 3 being down 0-2. We'll have to see what how they're going to adapt to the last 2 losses, and if they're going to be able to take it and move it on to game number 4.
Yeah, I have to completely agree with you there. It looks like we're just going to get everybody into this match. So this is going to be game 3. This could potentially be it. I mean, this could really be the last match. We're going to have to see what happens. I mean, so far we've seen a 2-0. I mean, Rank 55 is looking pretty solid. We talked about it pretty much all day since coming into the stream here. They've been looking very solid all day. Haven't made too many mistakes at all. I mean, really at all. And they've really put a handle onto this Orange Logo team, a team that they actually beat just about a week ago. And, you know, this has been looking pretty good for them so far today.
Yeah, it definitely has. And, you know, 55 coming out, total domination at the start of this tournament and still doing it even in the finals here. Not you know, Orange Logo definitely could take a game or two, but still taking, you know, a 2-0 lead in a specified series. That is a huge deficit to get down at the start of a series. I'll have to see if Orange Logo is able to, you know, muster up anything and take a game number 3, or at least, you know, one game in the entire series. That would probably help the confidence in future matchups for them, but we'll have to see what they're able to do with it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go into the game cams here where we got both teams getting ready to ready up. It looks like they're going to go ahead and make, as Misha says, their battle plan here. Looking like they're going to try to make some strats as Big Zan once again follows suit and says, strats. Same thing as we actually heard them say last time. And you know what? It worked for them, you know, taking the time and creating a strategy for themselves to come out. I mean, they've won both games so far, taking their time, really thinking things through. It's looking pretty good for them so far.
Definitely. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Orange Logo make another push like they have in the previous games. It's worked for them on Kylo. In a way, they started out on top, but they still got 2-capped on the side nodes. They ended up getting the 2-cap for themselves, but we'll have to see what their strategy is going to be on Legacy. I can't say I think it'd be any different than the last 2 maps.
Yeah, I have to agree. It looks like just waiting on them to go ahead and create that strategy there. And once we have them ready, it's going to be right into Game 3 on Legacy. So once again, this is a best of 5. If Rank 55 wins this match, that is it for the finals, and we'll be seeing Rank 55 take it all. Once again, the reward there is going to be for first place, each person getting a choice of their own legendary weapon, excluding Eternity, 4,000 gems, 2 Black Lion, claim tickets, a choice of a permanent finisher, as well as 1 mini llama each as well. Second place will be taking away a choice of precursor weapon, anyone that they choose, a choice of either the Gift of Mastery or Gift of Fortune, 2,000 gems per player, 2 Black Lion claim tickets, choice of a permanent finisher, and 1 mini llama per player as well. So obviously bundle of prizes for people to take away from this map. Obviously, whoever wins, I mean, no matter what happens, people are going to be walking away with a lot of stuff to go ahead and grab up. And once again, we also have giveaways coming away after this matchup. No matter what happens, you know, we're going to have those giveaways for you. We have 2 left. We have the 800 gem giveaway as well as the last llama giveaway as well. So we'll see what happens. And hopefully both teams will go ahead and ready up so we can get this match underway for you guys.
It's waiting on a few members of 55 here. Last-minute battle plans for this team. I mean, ultimately, they just need to keep doing what they've been doing the last 2 games. They've been rotating team fights. All that stuff's been really good for them, and it's, you know, they've really proven and shown it here on stream. Have to see if they're going to be able to do the same, or if any adjustments are going to come out from Orange Logo. Seeing as the last 2 games, it didn't work in their favor. You know, there's some highlights, some good points of it, no doubt. But ultimately, it didn't prevail for them. So we'll have to see what they're able to do this time.
Looks like Red Team is finally ready here. So this match is going to be underway in just a matter of moments here. What do you expect to see? Do you think that, I mean, so far what we've seen is Blue Team, you know, Orange Logo, being pretty aggressive, staying together as a 5-pack, and just seeing where things happen and dispersing once they figure out where people are going. Maybe a little bit of more of a reactionary startup. It looks a little bit aggressive at first, but definitely more based on reactions than being proactive about where they're going.
Honestly, it's a pretty good idea to do that. I can't say we've seen a whole lot of teams do something like that, and obviously it hasn't worked for them in this series as of yet, you know, winning-wise, but we'll have to see what they're going to do this time. It doesn't look like they're doing the same strat. They're going to be sending 2 people on their team to their home point. We're going to be seeing Munapot make his way to the quarry. It looks like we're going to see an aggressive push coming out from 55 over to the waterfall node. So something different coming out for Orange Logo this time.
Yeah, it looks like we're seeing Red Team kind of hover between far and mid and that's Levin and Misha as they decide where they want to go. It looks like they finally decide on mid. It looks like, however, Cinder and Frey about to open up on Zan here. Just a matter of time. Oh, they did not manage to get it. The block comes up just in time. So Zan, great job of deterring a huge amount of burst. However, if we look at this graveyard fight, as I do expect Zan to not live for too much longer, if we look at this graveyard fight, we do see Levin as well as Misha trying to put some hurt down on members of the blue team here. However, we actually see them not being as successful as maybe they anticipated. However, they do put the hurt down on Rom right now. Rom not looking so good. He has just shake it off here. He does have the banner just in case anybody else does go down. We actually see Big Zan off screen taking that downstate there. So they do. Blue team Orange Logo does manage to get that cap on Waterfall there, but we see them, you know. I mean, other than Big Zan, like fights-wise, Denshi's in a little bit of trouble, forced to pull back, getting some cleave onto Zan here, but it looks like he's going to be healthy for the time being. They're going to be cycling in here, but Red Team, other than Zan, looking fairly healthy right now, at least being able to turn onto Cinder possibly in a matter of time.
Yeah, Cinder really needs to be careful right here. Red Levin's on the hunt for him. We'll have to see. Rom is getting pretty low, though. We'll have to,
and he is the primary target.
He will be going to downstate here. Stab Stomp actually coming out from Munapot, able to get it. That's going to be a big pickup. Meanwhile, at the quarry, we're going to see the decap coming out from Cinder. He did piece out of that mid fight, so they should have the numbers advantage. 55 to this at the mid fight. Not able to do a whole lot with this. Red Levin
caught Red Levin in the ring
there.
taken
out. Big pickup. Oh, banner coming out from Lippy there, and Red Levin just going to piece out of here and go to the waterfall to get that decap.
Yeah, Thiev's doing a great job of recognizing when it's not their time to stick in that fight and come out and get that decap. We actually saw Cinder cycling back into the fight here. It looks like Levin might be actually just saying, you know what, I'm going to get the decap and pull right on out. This NG is a little bit too much for me. I can't handle that Condi pressure. Denchi going to get that waterfall node back in favor of the blue team. However, red team, Zan, able to get the quarry node back in their favor. So it's going to be a 5v4, or rather a 4v4 for the time being, at least until Denchi as well as Misha are able to pull in. So very shortly, it's going to be a 5v5 brawl here. And it looks like with Levin already in some pressure. Oh, they're able to take down Tage, though. Tage gets bannered, actually, from Rom. Tage still getting some follow-up pressure. Probably going to be taken down very shortly. However, Levin gets taken down right next to him. So the SR does come out. Oh, and they're able to put the cleave down on Tage, and Levin actually gets picked up. Levin back in the fight here. So this is 5v4, and they're looking at both Cinder and Rom to kind of get some follow-up here, but blue team does have the 2-cap advantage right now. Looks like Cinder moving over to try to get that decap on Quarry.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody from 55 is going to be able to make it there in time. That's a little unfortunate for them. 2-cap and a decap going in favor of Orange Logo right now. Cinder just going to piece out of there, go back to the mid-cap. We are going to see Levin piece out of mid, though, going over to the waterfall. No one actually following him at the midpoint. We do see Misha in the downstate. He's going to fully die and res Rom after dying there. It looks like Zan's getting super low. Lippian does go into the downstate. Things are just falling apart for 55 right now. Multiple of the members of their team going into the downstate, really staggering their respawn.
Yeah, Cinder does go ahead and cleave out Zan. It looks like Cinder is going to go ahead and try to figure out where he wants to go. It looks like he's deciding, it looks like Frey is actually going to go ahead and get the decap onto that quarry node where there's a 1v1 right now between him and Muna right now. It looks like Cinder looking for a spot for him to come in. He's going to try to put some pressure down onto Muna. This is a 2v1, so it's not too good for Muna, obviously, here. And if he just gets the right interrupt, then Cinder and Frey are going to be able to take him out very quickly and put yet another staggered respawn on the table for their team here.
He's got Zan coming over there. Zan's going to be able to help him. He is going to go into the downstate.
That poison.
Yeah, poison was taken on him. Good slick shoes from Zan, but he's not going to actually go for the res. There was a decap that did come out there. So blue team still holding on to the 2-cap, starting to build a lead. Almost hitting about 50 points in just a few seconds here. Lippian going in for the res onto Munapot. A lot of cleave coming out from Frey, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, they do get the res there. They really needed that if they want to get back into this.
Looks like Misha as well as Red Levin went ahead and cleaved out the turrets there so they could manage to get that waterfall decap there. So they're going to be moving in very shortly onto the graveyard node where members of the blue team don't really, I don't think they really know that Red Levin, ooh, Red Levin gets just pulled out of thin air as Denchi puts the pain down on him, forces him into SR, puts the grenade pressure down as well. Red Levin forced to use 2 of his major cooldowns there as well as the withdraw, so he's going to be on the defensive for the time being. If we actually look at Rom trying to peel out a little bit from this right now. It looks like he's going to try to move back into this graveyard fight here. But if we look at it right now, Zan's moving in as well here. We actually see Frey on point here with Muna there as well. Blue team, this is their only cap. You know, they definitely have to pick a lane and, you know, move towards it, try to get something going.
Red team holding on to the 2 cap. Red team holding on to 2 cap right now. It's really what they need to do to get back point advantage wise. Munipal able to get on to the waterfall, even though Tage did throw down the ring warding. So this is going to be a big fight over here, as we do see Misha finally does die. It's a good pickup for them if they want to reclaim their home node. But meanwhile, we are going to see Red Levin making a push to get the decap mid, as Frey left it to go to the quarry node. That'd be a big decap. He does get the decap. Rom trying to get back there to save it. Not in time. That's going to be a good pickup coming out 455 as they're starting to get close to that 200-point mark.
Yeah, if we look at this waterfall fight right now, it's looking pretty good for members of rank 55 Dragons. Actually, it looks like we actually see a lot of pressure being put down onto Denchi right now, who is kind of forced to pull off a little bit, get a little bit of heal going. Actually, we see Red Levin putting the pressure down on him and trying to get a little bit of follow-up. Denchi going for the heal, knocks him back a little bit there. Lippian not looking so good either. It looks like Lippian is going to go into the downstate here and be left to cleave. And Rom going to go ahead and be the one to do that. It looks like Muna trying to stay on point, though, so he's not going to be able to go for the res for the time being. And Cinder, as well as Tay, is just going to leave Lippian to be bled out here.
Yeah, red team finally getting the lead here in this game. Misha getting trained down pretty hard at the midpoint. Has Moa if he needs it, and Portal, so he's got plenty to stay alive. This mid fight's going to be pretty big. Red Levin seems to be taking the bulk of heat here. Doesn't have a whole lot cooldowns-wise. This is a bad situation for him to be on. His Zan is getting pretty low. Health pool-wise, it's really favoring Orange Logo to reclaim a 2 cap here if they're able to clean up these mid fights and the waterfall.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a couple of seconds away. They're able to take out Muna here, so that's going to be Cinder capping out Waterfall, and he's going to be moving back in to the mid fight as soon as he has the opportunity to. Red Levin is taken out. Big Zan is very low. Bisha is very low. This is not looking good for rank 55 at all, as members of Orange Logo are just on the hunt right now, looking for people to kill. Big Zan is getting trained out right now as he moves towards the quarry, and Big Zan gets taken out here. Denchi moving onto the node. So this is going to be a decap on the quarry node. They already have the 2 cap. Looks like Misha trying to make moves over to go to Waterfall, but we actually have Tage following in there, and Lippian trying to get something going, as well as Muna. So on this quarry node, I mean, this is going to be a huge fight.
Yeah, things seem to be just falling apart once again. 455's Misha was caught out over at the waterfall. Should have went to the quarry node to help this team reclaim that point, as, you know, at this stage of the game, you really can't afford to get spread out like that and allow for a 2 cap to continuously tick for someone like Orange Logo, because if they get that small lead, they start to build it up with the 2 cap and possibly even a 3 cap. It's not going to look good for 55 from then on out. We'll have to see what they're able to do here as the points keep ticking for Orange Logo. As, you know, it looks like Zan did make a push for Waterfall, trying to take a 1v1 on. I'm not so sure that was the best move. We'll have to see what he's able to make of it, as this team fight's still going on at the quarry node. Yeah,
if we look at it right now, we actually see 2 cap, like we said, still happening here. It doesn't look like anything's going to be changing. Ooh, they might actually allow for the decap. Rom, steps off point, or rather, actually they didn't have, oh man, that was a mistake. We actually see Rom kicked out the point here. Lippian going for the follow-up here. They're trying to get some damage down on Rom here, who's at about 20% health. And we actually see tons of pressure being dropped on him. Are they going to be able to take him out here? And it looks like the train is in motion here. Rom is at the front here, and he gets taken out, cleaved down here. The SR does come out. SR does come out, so Rom's back up, and Red Levin, as you said, is downstate. The banner comes out for Levin. Misha about to go down, though. Misha at about 5% health.
Banner comes out from Rom on the fray, though. Misha's still pressured, like he said. He's going to go down as well. There's no banner, as they already used it on Red Levin. The stomp does come out onto Misha. That's going to be a big pickup for Orange Logo here, as they're looking to plow through this game and move on to game number 4.
Yeah, we actually might. I'm very interested in maybe you know, seeing a little bit of a Lord Rush play. We saw it a little bit before, a potential one. It didn't really work out, but it might happen in this game. I mean, the points are really close. We might see it. Blue team getting close to that 350 point mark. There's still enough time for red team to get there, especially if they're, you know, coming down with the same kind of deficit that they're having right now. It's definitely at a decent enough spot that we could potentially see that. However, if we look right now,
I mean, Zan took the 1v1. Zan took the 1v1 at the waterfall. I wouldn't be surprised if he went for the gate right now. He's actually not going to. They know Ooh, it looks like a gate push probably coming out from Orange Logo. I mean, they're moving some of their people back here. Good defense coming out from 55 right off a respawn. They're not giving up just yet on this map.
Yeah, with the 2
They
cap,
know this one isn't over.
with the 2 cap happening in favor of Orange Logo here, I'm not so sure anymore if I expect to see a Lord Rush happening. You know, blue team just going to try to hold on to what they've got for as long as they possibly can. I want to take a look at the graveyard fight here, where actually Misha and Zan are trying to take out Cinder. Tade's trying to support here. Misha trying to put some damage down on Cinder, but Cinder actually blocks pretty much all of it here. Looks like the next target is going to be Tage, so Red not really being able to take full advantage of that fight there, where they could have potentially taken out Cinder, who was revealed there out in the open of the point.
Yeah, big 2 cap coming out, still holding on to it. More Orange Logo. It looks like they're probably going to take this game number 3 and move on to a game number 4. I just don't see it. It felt like 55. They had a couple of opportunities to take the game, you know, at the start of it and near the midpoint, but after that 2 cap and the D cap coming out at the quarry node, it really has been Orange Logo since then.
Yeah, I have to completely agree. It looks like Orange Logo actually going to be taking their first game of this matchup here, and we're probably going to be moving on to Temple, probably one of my favorite maps actually to watch. You know, always a little bit of that potential for huge comebacks and some exciting play. We actually see Rom actually getting very low here, gets the Emob on them, and it looks like he's going to be dropped very, very shortly if Red can just follow up a little bit more. Rom trying to get away, trying to peel out right now. Levin all over him here, but Levin's low too, and if they're able to put some pressure on him, the Vamp Runes come out and save him for the time being, and his heal is going to... Ooh! Just in time! Actually, Cinder is all over him, jumps onto Red Levin, and Cinder takes him out here. But let's look at this quarry fight, actually. On the quarry here, we actually have this little 2v2 happening. Blue team kind of forced to push off as red team is really taking advantage of this. We see Frey in the downstate, Denshi about to follow suit, but that's not enough here. We actually see 500, 307, blue team taking their first game, and we're going to be going into Temple of the Silent Storm, game 4 here, 2-1 for rank 55.
Yeah, Temple is definitely one of my favorite maps. It's not the favorite map of mine, just because of the amount of, you know, strategies that can go actually into that map itself with all the buffs that go on during it. And, you know, you really have to pay attention to when those are coming up, because that can be the turning point of the game. So many comebacks have happened on this map. The potential of it is just astronomical. We'll have to see what they're able to make of it, as we both know this is one of the less practiced map in high tier play. So I'm interested to see what they're both going to be able to bring to the table. If we're going to see the same strategy that we saw in the last map coming out from Orange Logo. It was a different opening, but it really paid off for them, and it allowed them to start with an early lead. I'd be interested to see if they're going to do the same thing this time.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think we're going to be seeing not the five-man play there that we saw in the other 2 games where actually Orange Logo wound up taking losses there. I think they were a little bit more relaxed with their startup in that last game there, and it worked out for them in the long run. You know, they were able to control. They held on to a 2 cap for a majority of the game actually, and they did pretty well. Rank 55 definitely able to turn a lot of these things. I mean, these are close matches with just a couple of little tiny pivotal points that happen, and that's the biggest thing. I mean, there's not really any big things. I mean, we saw in the last big thing that we saw really was that huge clutch stomp from Misha actually in the Kylo match. I mean, not a whole lot. I mean, it's just tiny, minute things that keep happening and popping up. I mean, that's the biggest thing here. But this is the thing with this map. Obviously, it's a crazy map. We've seen it in TOL 1, we've seen it in TOL 2, just the things that can happen on this map, especially with that bottom buff there. I mean, really, especially with the 6 cap being a thing that could happen as well. I mean, comebacks, if a comeback is going to happen, it's definitely going to happen the most on this map, especially with that potential 6 cap, like I said. What do you think? Who do you think you're going to be looking at for this game in terms of winning and having some favor there?
You know, I really can't say. We don't see this map on ESL Sunday Cups. Those are the major ones, the ESL Sunday ones. I think I really can't say who's got the advantage. I mean, both teams have proved they can beat each other. I think, you know, obviously 55 has a 2-1 advantage maps-wise, so they have a little bit of, you know, room to move around with and just, you know, decide if they want to try something a little risky that has high reward. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see them, you know, play pretty safely this game. We'll have to see what they're able to make of it. I'm going to put my money on 55 for this game, though.
All right. You know, I have to kind of agree with you on that one, but you know, Orange Logo definitely take a turn here. They have a big morale boost behind them right now. They're actually the ones taking the longest right now to ready up here. I think they're really trying hard to kind of come back and get back into this and potentially come and have us see a Game 5. Once again, this is Game 4, best of 5, and you know. Obviously, if Rig 55 wins this match, they'll be taking the finals. If Orange Logo wins, we'll be moving on to the last Legacy match here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're just waiting on some last ready-ups from members of Orange Logo here. And you know, it's going to be an interesting match, man. Definitely an interesting match. One thing to note is after this match is over, we do have a couple of giveaways. That will be a llama as well as an 800 gem code. So stick around, guys, after this match is over because we do have that available for you, and we will be giving those away. Make sure right now, while you have the time, while we're just kind of sitting here waiting for both teams to get their game plans ready to go and ready up, go ahead, follow the channel, follow us on Twitter. You guys can scroll down a little bit and see our links. Follow us on YouTube, where we're going to be posting all of these videos as well if you want to go back and look at them. So follow us on all of that stuff. We have a bunch of stuff coming out as well. So, you know, definitely make sure you follow that because if we ever do giveaways, you'll be able to get stuff from that. It looks like both teams are going to be readying up here. So we are going to be getting this match underway here. 10 seconds on the clock until this starts up. Temple of the Silent Storm in Game 4. 2-1 to Rank 55 Dragons over Orange Logo right now. Why don't we go over the splits? What's going on, Storm?
Let's take a look as they are going to be leaving their bases in just a couple seconds here. Have to see if there's any odd openings from either team pushing, you know, multiple members far. We'll have to see. Looks like we're going to see Tage taking his home point and Zan taking his home point. So a big team fight actually going to be emerging. Not a whole lot of crossplay. We are going to see Munapa make a push for the altar node. He's not going to be stopped by anything with that FGS. And we're going to see two members of Orange Logo making a push all the way back around the bus down to midpoint. A big burst play coming out onto Denchi, though. He is taken out. Banner coming out. He's going to get rezzed. That's a good, you know, that's a good cooldown to get out for the red team.
Yeah, if we look right now onto this midpoint fight at gate here, we actually see Misha taking some pressure, able to get the full benefit of that SR without actually cleaving anyone with that Blurred Frenzy there. So definitely a good job there. Sustaining here, we actually see Lippian actually in downstate on the gate here, and it looks like he's going to be cleaved out. So blue team now with a kill already. They do have gate. If they're able to do something with this altar fight, Tage right now with Cinder locking Levin down. Oh, they're probably going to be able to take him down, and they do take him down. Levin's in downstate, not looking so good for him. He ports out, and it looks like Tage going to follow up, and he's going to be cleaved here. Muna is left in a 2v1. Muna probably going to be leaving here, and this is probably going to be a 2 cap in favor of the blue team. Orange Logo here. A great start for them.
Yeah, pretty good start for Orange Logo at the temple, though. It looks like Zan is in a heap of trouble. Frey able to put out a lot of damage. Vampirds do pop, so the decap came out onto that point. Nisha and Limphion make their way over here. Might be a little too late. Looks like the Burning Takes are going to get Zan into the downstate. Frey probably going in for the stomp, but it's just a little too late to res onto Zan. Not going to come up. So 2 cap, like you said, in favor of Orange Logo. Great start for them. We'll have to see what they're able to make of it now as we get further into this game.
Looks like red team is trying to control on this temple node here as we look at it. And it looks like on this temple node, it looks like this red team is just trying to get some pressure down on Rom. Rom trying to sustain here. Cinder moving in as well, but looks like they're just going to move off and they want to go over to this keep fight, or rather this gate fight where Denchi is down. If we look at this right here, we actually see Denchi is dead, so this is not going to be very good for the blue team starting off, but they actually do manage to get a really nice ring on Misha, forcing Misha to blink out of that and put some defensive cooldowns out. They jump right back on Misha. Misha at like 40% health right now. It is revealed here as well, so there's going to be follow-up. However, they put the damage down on Cinder, but oh man, Frey all over Misha, goes for the stomp. The SR comes out. Looks like they're going to be able to get the res. Some cleaves dropped as well. I
don't know about that. Misha, Misha does get up. Okay.
Cinder and downstate here. That was a
great Shadow Refuge coming out.
Huge burst. Huge burst from red team. They take out 3 members of the blue team on gate here. This is huge for rank 55. They're definitely going to be able to take gate from that. They already have the cap on on temple here. They have a huge momentum, a huge amount of momentum here. They take out Rom as well. This is 4 members down from Orange Logo. It looks like rank 55 being able to turn this match back around in their favor here.
Red team got a capture point.
Yeah, red team going to get the decap on the altar point as well. It's going to be huge with the 2 cap, possibly 3 cap, as we have respawns coming out. Tage and Rom both in downstate still, so they're going to be on timers big time. Looks like Cinder trying to come in and put some damage onto Misha. Misha is taking in the downstate here. That would be a good pickup for them, despite having multiple members in the downstate, fully dead for that matter. Red team taking the 3 cap, 55. Up at the stillness buff as well. They're going to get that for free. We're going to see a 6 cap coming out, 55. What a mid-game presence coming out for them.
Man, that was everything right there. That mid-fight was huge for them. Picking up 4 kills and staggering the respawns there was absolutely, I mean, really everything. It was like the biggest pivotal moment in this match so far, obviously. And we actually see this 2 cap. So there's going to be a 4 cap going right now, firing away for rank 55. And they're going to be looking at this 830 buff. They're probably going to want to be like, you know, we want to control this. We want to get that stillness once again and keep this lead going. We have the 2 cap. Let's control these nodes. And we actually see right now on the altar node, we can see this little skirmish happening between Big Zan, Levin, as well as Lipian versus Rom, Tage, and Cinder here, who actually they are going to be managing to take out Zan in just a matter of time, and they do take him out. So blue team now, Rom going to go for the stomp. It looks like no member of the red team able to really do anything there, so orange logos taking their that kill there. If they're able to take out Lipian in just a matter of time, they're going to be able to get the decap, and they do indeed get that decap. So blue, orange logo here trying to get something going. If we look now at Misha, however, Misha in the downstate right now gets dropped now. Lipian trying to make moves to get over there, but Tage putting down the ring and really putting down the cleave as well. Cinder joins in here, and blue team trying to get something going to get a comeback here. We have a 2 cap in favor of orange logo right now. They're churning out kills here, forcing people to try to run away. Red Levin looking like he's trying to add in here, but it looks like with Lipian going to downstate now too, he's just going to leave that, and blue team doing a great job of turning this match back around.
Even so, Rom is in a 1v2 over at the altar node. They're going to force him off at that point, trying to get the decap. That would be a big pickup. We are going to see Cinder make his way over there. So decap did come out, still holding just under a 100-point lead. Buffs up in about 1 minute. Both teams really need to be paying attention to that, as we see a big push coming out from orange logo on Munapa over at the temple node. He's going to get back up from Misha, but is it going to be enough? I'm not sure. We'll have to see, as they're making a strong push for the 3-point play now, knowing that they need it, especially when they lost that big team fight at the midpoint.
Yeah, we actually see right now Red Levin in some trouble here, gets the burning off, and he actually drops onto this altar node right now. If we look at this altar fight here, we can actually see Red Levin getting cleaved out. So Frey is going to go for that stomp as Cinder puts some pressure down on Zan, and Cinder is probably going to be able to get this kill off. Vampire's probably going to save Big Zan for the time being. Oh, he gets a huge damage burst off on Cinder. Cinder probably going to get dropped actually, and Cinder not looking too good right now over onto this altar.
Yeah, the midpoint is Lipian against Rom. That's going to take quite some time, but at the temple, no one has the cap yet. Almost in favor of the blue team. Denchi trying to get that cap for the team. Misha does get plussed by Tage here. That's not going to be a good scenario for him to be in. Buffs are up now at 8:30. No one from either team is actually at still. Okay, Cinder actually is going to get the stillness buff. Tranquility is going to be contested by 1 member from each team. So a 2 cap coming out, despite only holding 1 point for orange logo. That's going to really help them get back into this game.
Yeah, if orange logo is able to keep this node and keep everything else decapped, obviously they're going to have a 2-to-1 advantage here. If they can manage to either get or stall out the bottom buff, this will be very, very good for them. And catching up, you know, a little bit onto rank 55 here. I mean, this is really going to be everything. Big Zan trying to put some pressure out, but 2 members of the blue team are all over Big Zan right now, and if they are able to follow up and get this is going to be huge for orange logo here, and they do get the ring off. Vampire's runes save Big Zan for the time being, and he gets away with barely any health at all, but it looks like Denchi trying to go for it. Definitely not going to be able to do that as grenades come down from Zan here.
Orange logo put so many resources over at the temple and at the tranquility buff. It allowed 55 to get the 2 cap now and start to build up towards that 100-point lead that they previously had. We are going to see the decap coming out from Tage at the midpoint. That's going to help them get back to that point. They're going to probably get the 2 cap here if no one from the red team actually contests that. But a huge fight still emerging at the Trank buff. A good 2v2 going on. Neither team seeming to have the advantage at this time, though.
Yeah, it looks like blue team is trying to take out Zan, but if we look actually over on the top side here, we actually have on Rom right now. Rom being takeout. If they're able to take out Rom from this temple point here, they're going to be able to get that cap going for themselves, or at least the decap, and that'll be very, very bad for the blue team because they need all the caps that they can get at this point. Obviously, we actually saw a missed banner come out onto Zan, I believe, on the screen there, and we actually see Lippian probably going to be taken out as well. So blue team, just a matter of moments. You know, I really think that they have the advantage here. They're going to be able to get this cap, but Lippian, if he's able to stay alive and just keep the pester up, you know, it's definitely going to be good for red team in order to keep this, this cap going.
Misha getting the cap. Getting the cap on Temple. A bit of miscommunication coming out from Ron and Cinder over at the altar as they both went for the cap. They only needed one person there, so that was going to be a little bit of a waste of time for Cinder there. Meanwhile, at the Trank buff is 1v2 situation, or 2v2, excuse me, as Red Levin down there with the Zan as well. Blue team finally taking the 2 cap for themselves here, despite what the icons at the top say. Trying to get back into this game, only about 110 points away from victory. 455 though. Decap coming out from Cinder over at the Temple. That's a good pickup from him.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like blue team not out of this yet. It's very close still. They still have control of the altar. No one really doing anything with that. I mean, bottom buff has been taking forever to come out, and it's actually going to get that reset in 10 seconds anyways. So what we're going to see here is actually Red Levin going into SR, just trying to stay alive right now. They're just pestering each other, making sure nobody can really get it. We actually saw red team Muna actually taking gate as well. And if we look at Temple here, Misha grabbing that, and that's going to be huge for them, gaining that 2 cap.
Yeah, no one's actually at the stealth. Oh, good Fear Me coming out from Lippian, able to knock Denchi down below the stillness buff. He's going to be taking that, getting the 4 cap for his team. That could very well be GG, since Denchi was nowhere. There was no chance Denchi was going to be able to get to that in time. No one for the blue team able to get there. The 4 cap going to be taking 455. That very well could do it for this red team.
Yeah, plays like that, I mean, that's the kind of thing you love to see on this map especially. I mean, seeing people just drop and get the stillness, I mean, that's huge. That 4 cap, obviously, like you say, definitely, I mean, we're going to be talking about that in just a couple of minutes, I think, you know, where, I mean, that could very well have been the nail in the coffin there. We actually see Rom going for the buff here. They're going to try to get something going. Oh, and it gets delayed. It looks like Red Levin moves in just in time to cancel that out, and that's going to be game. So congratulations to rank 55 Dragons taking this 3-1 and solidifying their win in the European Tournament Legends 3 here. And I have to say, that was a phenomenal matchup. I mean, I really have to give that to I believe that was Lippian there with that last second play, knocking out that member of the blue team into the bottom buff there.
I don't believe that the viewers actually saw it, but Lippian was up top with Denchi. They were moving their way towards the top buff, the stillness buff, and as soon as they got to the very edge, we saw the Fear Me coming out from Lippian, able to fear Denchi down before I don't even know if he had his stun break up. I wasn't in his point of view, but even so, that was a great Fear Me from him, able to get that top up for his team, secure the 4 cap, and allow them to win that game, you know, in a stylish fashion at the end.
All right, we got a couple of giveaways we're going to do, but while we talk about this,